Hello friends, welcome to Betkraft, your home of sure bet football predictions and analysis. Okay, welcome to the first edition of Sunday Millionaires on Betkraft. And it is a time where I pick up games that are close to a million. All right, because I have always advocated that we try out these games and see how it goes. You never know, you could be the next millionaire playing games on Betcraft. All right. That being said, we can let's also look at how we fared in yesterday's game. Big odds Saturday games. We saw a lot of big odds that we predicted here. Coming out, correctly. We saw the likes of Lazio, Parma. Also saw the likes of Monza. All winning their matches, even though we had Tottenham and Besiktas who didn't live up to expectation, but we did above average yesterday. And congratulations to those of us who chose the right ones and won yesterday. But today we're going to really look into the Millionaires game, bringing up games that will get you up to a million. And I have done that already, and I'm going to put that at the end of this video. So stick around. Do not swipe. Just stick around to the end of this video so that you get the opportunity to see the Millionaires game at the end of this video. And remember, for those of you who have not who have seen our game videos for the very first time, please try to subscribe so that you do not miss out on our subsequent predictions and analysis. And in that way also you're helping us to grow this channel. Okay, let me give you 1 minute to do that. Have you done that? Have you done that? All right, thank you very much. Let's head to the business of the day. All right, today we're starting with Austrian League, where Salzburg will be coming up against Hattersburg. Okay, Salzburg coming up against Hattersburg, and as usual we'll take a look at how they fared in the past 20 and also their recent performances, and then we'll make our verdict on these games. Looking at the home side, Salzburg, they've had in 20 games they had 10 wins, 6 draws and 4 wins. And the away side in 20 have managed 7 wins, 7 draws and 6 losses. And looking at how they fared in recent past, you can as well see that in recent past, Red Bull Salzburg have been able to manage 3 wins out of 5, and they also had 2 draws in the past 5 games. And the away side, Hattersburg, have been able to see just 1 win in the past 5 games, and they've had 2 draws and 2 losses in the past 5 games. Okay, looking at how they fared in the head-to-head in the past 8 head-to-head for both sides, I've seen Red Bull Salzburg dominating the side, winning 8 out of 8 in this head-to-head for both sides. So it is the home side who is much more fancy to take the spoils, seeing that they've been very, very dominant in the head-to-head encounter of this of this game. So it is home side to win. That's our verdict. And the next game that we have is in Belgium. We have Royal Antwerp coming up against Union Saint-Gilloise in Belgium League. And looking at how they fared in the past 20 for both sides, we'll see that the home side have been able to manage 12 wins. They've had 4 draws and 4 losses. And the away side, Union Saint-Gilloise, have seen 13 wins, 5 draws and 2 losses in the past 20 games. In the recent past, we see that Royal Antwerp have been able to achieve 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss in the past 5 games they have played. As well, we can also see that Union Saint-Gilloise also have been able to manage 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss in the past 5 games they have played so far. And also looking at head-to-head, you can also see that the head-to-head of this fixture have seen Antwerp in the past 8 games winning this fixture on 3 occasions, and also Union Saint-Gilloise winning on 2 occasions. And those 2 occasions when Union Saint-Gilloise played at home last year, they won on those 2 occasions. And in this very encounter, you can also note that both teams are a very wonderful teams. We saw the home side being ranked 4th in Belgium League, and the away side against Saint-Gilloise currently the league leaders in Belgium League. We expect over 2.5 goals in this very encounter. That's our verdict. And also the next game that we have is in Danish League, where we have Odense coming up against FC Copenhagen. And in this very encounter, as usual, we take a look at how they fared in the past 20. We see that for the home side, Odense have been able to achieve 6 wins, 7 draws and 7 losses in the past 20 games. And their away side, I've seen Copenhagen have managed 9 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses. Looking at how they fared in recent occasions, we see that the home side have been able to manage 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Okay, and their away side have as well seen 3 wins and 2 losses. Those 2 losses coming against Manchester City in the Champions League game, and also Mighty Land in the Danish league game. And also looking at how they fared in the head-to-head for both sides, we'll see that in the past 8 head-to-head meetings for both sides I've seen Copenhagen being very dominant, defeating Odense on 4 occasions in the past head-to-head. And Odense have also managed 2 wins in the past 8 head-to-head of this fixture. Okay, in this very game, we expect their away side, Copenhagen, who is very much in form, to pick up these points in this very encounter. We expect a away win. That's our verdict. And the next game that we have also in Danish league, where we have Mighty Land coming up against Vejle in Danish league. And looking at how they've in the past 20, you can see that the home side Mighty Land have been able to have achieve 12 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses. And also the away side have seen 6 wins, 10 draws, and 4 losses in the past 20 games. And also looking at how they fared in recent occasions, we see that the home side have managed 3 wins and 2 losses in the past 5 games, and the away side have just managed 1 win and 1 loss. Also achieving 3 draws in the past 5 games they've had so far. And looking at how they fared on head-to-head, we could see that in the past 8 head-to-head, have seen Mighty Land defeating this side on 7 occasions. All right, 7 out of 8. That's the amount of win Mighty Land have achieved in this very fixture in the recent 8 head-to-head meetings. And we'll see the other side, Belgium, just achieving just 1 draw out of 8 past head-to-head occasion. All right, and that led us to the verdict that the home side, Mighty Land, is much more in the position to pick up the wins in this very encounter. Home win, that's our verdict. And the next game we have is in England FA Cup, where we have Man United coming up against Liverpool. And we look at how they fared in recent occasions. We see that in the past 24 home side, Man United have been able to achieve 10 wins, 3 draws, and 7 losses. And the away side, Liverpool have been able to achieve 16 wins, 3 draws, and just 1 loss in the past 20 games that we've had so far. And looking at how they fared in recent occasions, we see that in the past 5 for the home side, Manchester United have been able to achieve 3 wins and 2 losses in the past 5 games. And the away side, Liverpool have been able to win 4 times out of 5, drawing 1, which was against Manchester City in the league match. And in this very occasion, we look at the head-to-head. In recent head-to-head for both sides, we see that in the recent past 5 head-to-heads, we could see that Liverpool have won 2 times. Manchester United have as well won 2 times, and they have had 1 draw in the recent past 5 head-to-heads encounter for both sides. And you can also remember that in the past 2 head-to-head, we saw Liverpool defeating Manchester United by 7 goals to 0 in Anfield on that occasion. And in this very game, we expect the away side, who is Liverpool, who is much more informed, to defeat Manchester United in this very occasion. I would say our verdict is away side to win. That's our verdict. And to the next game that we have is in French League 1, where we have Rennes coming up against Marseille in the French league. And we look at how they fared in recent occasions. We'll see that in past 20 games for both sides, for the home side, Rennes have seen 11 wins, 4 draws, and 5 losses. And the away side, Marseille, have been able to manage 10 wins, 6 draws, and 4 losses in the past 20 games. And recent 5 games for both sides have seen the home side achieving 2 wins and 2 draws and 1 win in the past 5 games. And the away side, Marseille, have seen 4 wins out of 5. The defeat coming from their second leg match against Villarreal, where they lost that game by 3 goals to 1. And we're gonna also notice that Marseille has been a quite wonderful side of recent. They've been scoring goals, dispatching their opponent, and they will look to return to winning ways in this very encounter. You can also notice that in the past head-to-heads for both sides, look at past 8 head-to-head. I've seen Marseille very, very dominant in the past head-to-head, having achieved 6 wins out of 8 in the past head-to-head for both sides. and also having one draw. And Rennes have only managed to win Marseille just on one occasion out of the past 8 head-to-head meetings for both sides. So in this very game, it is a very tough one, seeing that Rennes also is a team that is quite, very much in form. We expect an over 2.5 goals in this very encounter. And the next game that we have is in German Bundesliga, where we have Freiburg coming up against the Bayern Leverkusen, almighty Bayern Leverkusen. All right, we could look at how they fared in the recent past. We'll see that in the past 20 for both sides, we see that the home side, Freiburg, have been able to achieve 9 wins. They also have 4 draws and 7 losses. And the away side have seen 16 wins, 4 draws and 0 losses. This is almighty Leverkusen doing so well. And we could look at how they fared in the present past. In the past 5 games, we see that the home side, Freiburg, have been able to see 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw in the past 5 games they've played. And also in the loss, including the 5-0 drubbing by West Ham in Europa Conference League. And the away side, Bayern Leverkusen, have seen 4 wins out of 5, and they also had 1 draw, which came against Karabakh. Surprisingly, a 2-2 draw against Karabakh in Europa League. And looking at their recent head-to-head, we'll see that in the recent head-to-head, we see that in the recent past head-to-head games, have seen Bayern Leverkusen defeating this very opponent on 2 occasions, and Freiburg also achieving win on this very fixture on 2 occasions, and also having 1 draw in this very fixture. And that led up to the verdict that in this very encounter, we expect an over 2.5 goals as well in this very encounter, seeing that in the recent past head-to-head have seen both sides scoring in the past 5 head-to-head meetings of this very encounter. So we expect that over 2.5. That's our verdict. And the next game that we have is also in German Bundesliga. We will have Dortmund coming up against Frankfurt. And looking at how they fared in recent past, we see that the home side have managed 8 wins, 9 draws, and 3 losses. Our away side have seen 6 wins, 5 draws, and 9 losses in the past 20 games. In the recent games they have played, we've seen the Dortmund manage 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. And the away side have been able to see 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in the past past 5 games. And in the head-to-heads for both sides, we'll see that for both sides in the past 8 games have seen Borussia Dortmund being very, very dominant in the head-to-head meetings for both sides. Because I've seen them defeat these very opponents on 5 occasions in the past 8 head-to-head. Also seen 2 draws and 1 Frankfurt defeating Dortmund just on 1 occasion out of 8 games. So in this very encounter, we expect yet an over 2.5 goals in this very encounter. Okay, and going to the next game that we have, it is in Italian Serie A, where we have Verona coming up against AC Milan. And looking at how they fared, you can also see that in the past 20, Verona have managed just 4 wins, they've had 6 draws and 10 losses. And AC Milan, on the other hand, have seen 14 wins in the past 20. Yeah, as well have seen 3 draws and 3 losses in the past 20. Okay, and looking at how they fared in recent past, you could see that in recent times, I've seen Verona achieve 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. Okay, and AC Milan, on the other hand, have seen 4 wins and 1 draw, which was against Atlanta in a league match. And all right, looking at how they fared in head-to-head, you see that in the past 8 head-to-head for both sides, have seen AC Milan defeating Verona on 6 occasions. Okay, and the other 2 being a draw with 2 draws, on this very fixture. So it is AC Milan who is very dominant in this very fixture, and we expect their away side AC Milan to pick up the spoils and to AC Milan to win outrightly in this very encounter. And the next it is, and also in Italian Serie A, we will have Atalanta coming up against Fiorentina. We look at how they fared in the past 20. We'll see that Atalanta on the home side have seen 12 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses in the past 20. And their away side have seen 6 wins, 9 draws, and 5 losses in the recent past 5 games. Have also seen Atalanta being able to achieve just 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in the past 5 games. And Fiorentina have managed 2 wins, 3 draws in the past 5 games. And also, what you note is that 4 out of the past 5 games for the home side have seen an over 2.5, and the other one seen a go-go 1-1 draw against Sporting Lisbon. And also, 3 out of the past 5 for Fiorentina have seen an over 2.5. Okay, and the rest two seen a 1-1 draw and 0-0 draw. And looking at how they fared in the recent past, in the past 8 head-to-head, have seen Atlanta defeat this Fiorentina on 3 occasions, as well as Fiorentina defeating Atlanta on 4 occasions on this very head-to-head. Because as well see the head-to-head have also produced a draw also, and in this very encounter we expect an over 2.5 as well. Okay, as well as we expect Atlanta, which is the home side, to take the spoils because they want to go continue their winning run. They've already started winning with their win against Sporting Lisbon. We saw how they fared in that very game, and they will be very much more motivated to take up the spoils at home. We expect over 2.5 and also a home win. Okay, and in this very game, the next one, we have Roma coming up against Sassuolo in Italian Serie A. You can also notice that in the past 24 Roma have been able to manage 10 wins, 4 draws, and 6 losses. And the away side, Sassuolo have seen 3 wins. They've had 4 draws and 13 losses in the past 20 games. In recent past, we've seen Roma, being able to achieve 3 wins out of 5. They had 1 draw and 1 loss. And also Sassuolo have been able to manage 1 win, which was against the Frosinone, and also they've had 4 losses in the past 5 games. And the head-to-head of this encounter, I've seen a lot of draw. I've seen in the past 8, I've seen 4 draws, and I've also seen Roma win on 2 occasions, and Sassuolo also winning on 2 occasions. But in this very encounter, we expect Roma, who is a side that is very much informed, to take the spoils in this very encounter. Home win. That's our verdict for that very game. And the next it is in Dutch League, where we have Sparta Rotterdam coming up against Ajax Amsterdam. In the past 20 for both sides, we see that the home side have won 6 times. They've had 4 draws and 10 losses in the past 20 games. And the away side have seen 9 wins, 6 draws, and 5 losses in the past 20 games. In the recent 5 games for both sides, we see that the home side have managed just 1 win and has 3 losses and 1 draw out of the past 5 games I've had. And also Ajax have just managed 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in the past 5 games. And looking at how they fared in recent in the head-to-head, we see that a head-to-head meeting for both sides have seen Ajax defeating this occasion or defeating this opponent on 8 occasions. 8/8 for Ajax, and that led us to the verdict that in this very game we expect Ajax, who is the away side, to pick up the spoils in this very encounter. Away to win. That's our verdict. And the next is in Scottish League, where we have a Dundee coming up against the Rangers. And looking at how they fared in the recent 20, could as well notice that in the recent 20 games for both sides, the home side have managed 7 wins, 4 draws, and 9 losses. And the away side have seen 15 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses in the past 20 games. And looking at how they fared in the recent past for the past 5 games, the home side Dundee have seen 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And the Rangers have seen 2 wins, 2 losses, and one draw in the past 5 games. And looking at how they fared in recent in the head-to-head games, in the head-to-head, I've seen the Rangers defeating these opponents on 8 occasions. In the past 8 head-to-head, I've seen Rangers winning 8 out of 8 on this occasion. So, and that led up to the verdict that the away side Rangers is going to pick up the spoils in this very game. Away win. That's our verdict. And that concludes our predictions for the day. And it's time for Sunday Millionaire Games, as promised earlier. Okay, it is a mixture of big odds and small odds, carefully, selected and crafted by me myself. And it is guaranteed to secure you over $1 million. So take a look at it, and also we have the booking code available. Okay. Yeah, all right. I kept my promise, and I hope I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope that your ticket goes green today. And I wish to see you again tomorrow for the next predictions on Betkraft. But before then, keep winning.